Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something from Artisan Cutlery. Probably gonna be on the less expensive side, given the boxes. I don't know the reasoning for Artisan Cutlery covering both, because Artisan Cutlery and CJRB are the same company, right? Artisan Cutlery typically made the premium stuff, and CJRB made the less expensive stuff. For some reason, both companies make both. CJRB tends to make more budget stuff, and Artisan Cutlery tends to make more premium stuff. I don't know why they've sort of flip-flopped this. It doesn't really matter, right? But it's just kind of confusing. In any case, periodically, Artisan Cutlery makes a really, really good budget knife. So I want to check this out because I know, obviously, everybody's got a different budget, and sometimes it's just nice to have additional options for inexpensive knives. So hopefully that's what we're looking at here. Just an unboxing and first impressions today, not a review. I will link everything down in the description so you guys can check it out if you want to. It helps my channel and use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. What is this called? Oh, right here. The Orthodox Sand Polish AR RPM 9 blade, Nature Green. Okay, it doesn't feel like a, well, I don't know. It kind of, shaking it like it's, I feel like maybe medium weight, medium size. Orthodox, okay. Straightforward, long, oh, the Orthodox. What a blast from the past. So, okay, hold on a second. This is going to be for some people and not for others. But here's why I'm excited about this. The very first knife that I ever handled from Artisan Cutlery, and this was back when their name was but a whisper on the wind. I was like, who is this company? Somebody was like, hey, this company called Artisan Cutlery is making knives out of like titanium and D2 and sometimes S35VN for like not very much money. And I remember finding the Orthodox, and this was back when the tactical shaving razor or cleaver looking blades were just starting to become popular. It's not like they'd never been popular before, but the idea of having like a frame lock or liner lock, razor or cleaver was kind of starting to take off. And especially when the price was like really, really good. And I found the Orthodox, I think at the time, on eBay. It was listed as new. Not sure if it really was. But I don't know what happened to that knife. I think I probably gave it away. But I remember thinking, that is so cool. I, at the time, had not seen anything like it. Now, it was a lot bigger, but I bought it. And when it came in, I thought, it's a cool shape. But I think this was back when Artisan Cutlery was still kind of, and a lot of companies that were similar to Artisan Cutlery. This would have been back in probably 2018 or so, maybe 2017. But a lot of companies like Artisan Cutlery were still kind of trying to figure themselves out. Their machining quality and execution was not perfect, but it was okay, I guess, for 2017, 2018. And then slowly they became substantially better. Now we have tons of companies who can, effortlessly produce ultra premium knives with ultra premium tolerances. But it's interesting to see this come back in this form. So we have a hollow ground shaving razor blade or whatever. We're going to have people saying, well, that's not very utilitarian if it doesn't have a tip. Sure, but people buy stuff like this because it looks cool, right? And at the same time, you can kind of get that almost like kind of goofy gas station tactical look, but built with tolerances that are dependable, right? Artisan Cutlery's budget stuff, CJRB's budget stuff tends to be pretty reliable. So you have a big forward choil here, hollow ground. This is quite a bit thinner than I remember the version that I had a long time ago. It's obviously substantially lighter. We have they said Nature Green. They mean natural G10. That's different than Nature Green. But I get what you're saying. And then we have the steel liner lock. So very basic, but fun for people kind of wanting this look and not wanting to spend an enormous amount of money. Is this the same thing? So we have the same thing here, but in black. Where's my, there it is, my obsidian toenail. Let's open this up and take a look. It's probably just 3 different colors. Oh, it's, I'm sorry, it says black G10. That's not black G10. What does it say here? Hold on. Oh, black blade, blue G10 handle. Okay, all right. Let's take a look. Probably nothing more than PVD at best, but cool, right? This one feels exactly the same D10. So we have blue G10 here. And then what's our last one? Let's see. Black blade, black G10. So we'll have the full tactical blackout razor for those of you shadow warriors wanting to fade into the darkness. Okay. Honestly, pretty cool. Like, I like definitely less utilitarian than your. I want to make this very clear. Sometimes when I say cool, people are like, he's a fraud. He's saying it's the best EDC ever. Obviously, this guy does not. There's a difference between things that I think are cool and things that I think are, like if I say something's cool, it can be cool and not be practical, right? Or it can be cool and kind of practical, or it can be really cool and extremely practical. There are some knives that I am just visually attracted to for, like immediate aesthetic reasons, or that I just like because of nostalgic reasons, which is exactly what's happening here. This knife is going to be less convenient than any typical, like standard basic drop point EDC blade or sheep's foot, Wharncliffe, because they have tips, right? So anything that requires, the ability to puncture, this is going to make it substantially less easy. And then basically it has everything a normal pocket knife has minus the ability to puncture efficiently, right? You could jam this corner into, packaging or whatever. I think if my memory of history serves me correctly, I believe old sailors' knives, like they had rope cutting knives that intentionally did not. Is this like the Spanish tip, maybe? The idea was that because of what they were doing on the ship, oftentimes a traditional drop point blade or something with a tip, when they would use it, it would cause them to accidentally cut themselves or poke themselves all the time. So somebody developed either a cleaver style blade or a Spanish tip style blade so that they weren't doing that as often. I'm probably really like fumbling this history lesson here. But I remember, so my point is that historically blades like this have their place, but I think the average person in the average EDC situation probably going to want a tip or something, closer to it, right? So this is fun, and it'll slice and it'll do, your typical, knife tests outside of your puncturing, but probably going to be something that people purchase just because it's relatively inexpensive and just kind of has that cool, like, tactical barber's knife look. And I kind of like it. I kind of get it. Let's measure it here real quick. I bet this thing is at least 8 inches. 8 1/8. Blade length is actually 3.65. Cutting edge, it actually curves back in. So measuring true cutting edge is 2.85 inches. Weird knife, kind of cool. It does exactly what you'd expect it to do. And it's pretty comfortable. And you can carry it right or left-handed. So, okay. I'm going to assume that this is a pretty inexpensive knife. It should be, because there's nothing really special here. We got to stop calling this sand polish. This is just a satin blade, by the way. But anyways, I'll link it down in the description, and somewhere down the road, you'll get a full review of this knife. Pretty simple. You probably got most of what you needed to know from this video, but any additional details will be included in the full-length review down the road. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.